Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Eternal October podcast. It's our 20th episode.
Hell yeah.
Big 2-0. And we're bringing you a shorty, probably. Because I think the last time we did this format, it was pretty short.
For us.
Yeah. So that is another album track list ranking every track on an album. The album in question, Green Day.
Woo!
2004, American Idiot.
Yeah.
An album that I know front to back. Well, of course, we wouldn't do this otherwise. Yeah, I've listened to this album since it came out, which is a long time.
Long motherfucking
I
time.
was 7 when it came out, but I still was listening.
Yes, same.
And I think I've probably grown to appreciate and maybe, I don't know, look at songs differently over that time. For the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Which, of course, that makes sense. Oh, at 7, you're not thinking about all the... You're not thinking what a song's about, really. It's just, does it sound good? That's how I was at 7. Can I get down with it? Don't know what the words mean, but I know that they are words that I can sing, and that's all that matters.
You're pretty basic with it.
Yeah, at 7 years old. What else am I doing? Nothing's going on in there at 7 years old.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so I guess there's a few things to note. Similar to the Black Parade that we did. We're not going to do the,
bonus tracks.
The bonus tracks. No. And another thing, I've noticed that on streaming services, they like to...
Combined.
Yes.
Yeah.
They like to lump together about half the songs on the album, which, I mean, I get it, because they put some effort into some songs going right into each other. But we're going to be treating every song as its own song, even if they do blend right into each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that means there's 13 songs, but I will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, neither of us have done any prep for this one. I think for the Black Parade, we each kind of made our own little list right before, but we didn't do that here.
Nope.
We're just going.
We're just going
by the seat of our
straight for
pants.
it. Yeah.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I haven't put that much thought into this. I know I have some hot takes for this album. Regarding,
I'm curious what those hot takes are.
I think some are hotter than others, but we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. There are some things that, like, some of those hot takes are kind of, I guess, songs that I didn't really enjoy as much ever. So that's interesting. Because there's,
even now, song... Like
now, or when I was 7, or when I was 15, like whenever.
Interesting. Okay.
Some of these songs have just never clicked for me as much as others. And I guess we should get out of the way. Like, I'm not I don't know. I'm not a person who thinks this is like a perfect 10 out of 10 album or anything. I'm not coming at this from like, this is the greatest album in the world type of thing. It's just an album that we both know and both generally, we enjoy. Maybe you think it's one of the best. I don't know. We haven't talked about it. So, for me, it's a great album. It's one of their better albums, for sure. But I don't have any like bias. Like this is a god tier album or anything. Just to put that out there. All right. No thoughts on that?
Yeah.
That's
no.
cool. We can just keep going.
Yeah, just
Let's get into the track listing then. I guess just in order. We've got American Idiot. What are our players here? Yes, American Idiot, the title track. Jesus of Suburbia. Holiday. Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Are We the Waiting? Saint Jimmy. Gimme Novocaine. She's a Rebel. Extraordinary Girl. Letter Bomb. Wake Me Up When September Ends. Homecoming. And What's Her Name?
good track list, if you ask me.
There's it's definitely a mix for me. Definitely some songs that I think are all timers here.
Mm-hmm.
And then some that I've just never understood the hype of, and then just some that like I don't. Let's just get into it. Let's just start here at the bottom.
I'm scared.
No, don't be scared. I want to ask what you would put at the bottom. What do you think is the worst song on American Idiot?
Oh,
Because for me, it's actually between a handful, and I haven't completely figured it out. But we can, of course, if you don't have a clear pick, we can start with mine.
if anything, I'm more curious what you would put on the bottom than me.
I'm way more curious what you would put.
Ah,
Uh,
there it is.
do you have one that sticks out?
I don't really know what I would put at the bottom. I mean, I wouldn't say that I find this album to be god tier, but I do very much enjoy this album. It is one of my favorite albums of all time. I'd probably say it's probably like in my top 10.
Interesting. Wait, didn't we do top 10?
Yeah, but that
So it's not in the top 10.
it was no. If you remember that episode, I did put American Idiot
Oh, you did?
yeah, I
don't
put
even
it as
remember.
a bonus.
Oh, as an honorable mention?
Yeah, honorable mention. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Honorable. It was an honorable mention for mine. But
Okay.
anyways, plus I have a lot of favorite albums, so anyways, going back on the topic, yeah, no, I pretty much enjoy every song off this album. I think there's like maybe like a couple of these songs that I don't necessarily care for.
All right. Well, that's where we
But-
want to start.
Yeah, but for the most part, I do think this is a solid album.
I'm going to go through and mark
But-
the ones that for me are at the bottom, and then we can discuss
Okay.
ordering those. But no, you were about to say something.
Yeah, no, I think for me, what I would put at the bottom at number 10 would be Wake Me Up at September Ends.
Oh, we're not off to a good start then, because I think that's a great song. Personally, I think.
I mean, I don't know. It's been such a while since I've actually listened to these songs.
I think that's one that definitely changed for me as I got older.
This is where I don't know. This is why I said I don't know what song to put at the bottom, because I knew if I mention a song, you're gonna be like, oh. That's why I wanted you to go first.
This is why it's interesting, because I would definitely without assessing everything closely, I would assume that's towards the top for me, because I think it's in the conversation of best Green Day songs overall, personally. Because obviously it's a very personal song.
Yeah.
That, you know, fuck, I completely lost my train of thought right there. But especially in context of this album, it's one of the only like songs here that's just completely personal.
Well, yeah, this song.
It's not political. It's not to
Yeah.
serve the story.
And it's not part. Yeah, because it's about Billy's dad dying from cancer.
Yeah, and so when I was younger and it was just like kind of one of the big hits that everyone knew, I might have like agreed. But it's definitely a song that like I've been able to grow and appreciate as I got older, and not just see as like an overplayed kind of hit or whatever some people would say about it.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to how I like enjoy 21 Guns, and I think that's a good song, but a lot of people didn't like it because it was the big radio song, whatever.
I like that song.
For me, there is a hit on this album that I think is one of the worst songs, but it's not this one.
What is it?
That's just for me personally. But hang on, I don't know if we want to talk about it yet because I don't think it's the worst song.
Well, I didn't know what song to put at number 10. That's why I said I don't know. That's why I just tried.
It would be number 13. So,
wait, what?
what? There's.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Not
songs.
number 10, 13.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. All is well. I believe, my pick for the worst song.
Uh-oh.
So we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Because maybe you'll feel the same. Like that's what's crazy about these. It's like a madness of its own. Because for me, I would have never thought to bring up "Wake Me Up When September
Well,
Ends."
I just chose that for a dumb reason because I didn't know.
So fine, it's all good.
So technically this isn't really my actual pick.
What I think is the worst song on American Idiot is "Are We the Waiting."
Okay.
You can see that?
Yeah.
Not going to fight that one too much?
No.
I think it's, and I've always thought this, but especially as I'm older, I think it's incredibly forgettable in the context of this album. I like literally usually forget that it exists. And as a kid, I kind of didn't even consider it a song. I kind of just like, yeah, it goes into St. Jimmy.
Well, yeah. I don't know why, but I've always kind of found it to be kind of like an interlude.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of this, it's underwhelming as its own song, which,
and I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's one of the shortest songs.
Oh yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah,
if I remember.
It's kind of got
like 2 minutes or something.
Yeah, it's extremely repetitive as well, especially as you get towards the end.
The waiting.
Yeah, it kind of just repeats that chorus, maybe more than it needs to, and it's definitely like, for being almost completely forgettable to me, that puts it at the bottom, personally.
Yeah, I actually agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're not going to argue about that.
I mean, yeah, because even if I listen to this album or whatever, like, yeah, I'll listen to it, but not really a song all that much, like, I'm paying attention to it. Because, in a way, yeah, I guess it is kind of the forgettable song on this album. And again, it doesn't even feel like a song. Because it is just the quote-unquote interlude into St. Jimmy.
That's what it comes off as, because it's between Boulevard of Broken Dreams and St. Jimmy.
Exactly.
Yeah, it totally just feels kind of left field. Yeah.
It's just
an interlude. All right. First one's out of the way. Now, What do you want to stick your head out again? Do you have one, or do you want me to put one out there and see what you think?
You put one out.
All right. This is already a bit more difficult because there's still 4 songs that are definitely on the bottom for me to
Oh
go
my
through.
god.
To go through.
Okay.
Um,
Interesting.
but I haven't. Again, we're doing this
On
off
a
the
whim.
cuff. So I haven't sat here and thought completely through. I think American Idiot. That's the song. That's the song I was just talking about when I said there's a hit on this album that isn't that great. Do you strongly disagree? Is this one of your favorite songs?
No.
All right.
No, I'm just a little shocked. That's all.
Really?
Yeah.
When you put the song up against the rest of the album, it's not really ambitious. It's not really it's not that much of a statement. Yeah. Which this album will get.
Well, I think
I think Holiday is a much bigger statement if we're talking about like what they're trying to do with politically and
yeah, no, I agree with that. But I do have to say, I think at the time for 2004, I mean, now it's 2023. The statement, there's been
24.
other songs within the genre that kind of get this statement further ahead. But I think at the time, 2004, during the Bush era and stuff like this, I think American Idiot definitely hit the mark. Like, because when it came out, everyone and their fucking mother was like so fucking pissed off. Especially fucking George Bush was also like fucking mad. And you had a whole bunch of artists, not just Green Day in particular, but you also had like Eminem and a couple of other artists calling out the time within the war at the time of what was happening and stuff like that. So I think at the time for 2004, American Idiot did its job and whatever, and even when they still perform this song live, it still gets the job done. Like, not just that long ago, like, you had fucking, like, what was it, people on the left getting all fucking mad because they changed the words to the MAGA.
No, the right.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant, the right, never mind, sorry. But they like changed the words and they got upset, and it's just like how it was back in 2004. They reacted the same way. So it's like American Idiot still has its staple. It still makes its mark and stuff like that. But
what it did is make the left wing politics accessible to younger people.
Yeah.
And to a wide mainstream audience,
Mm-hmm.
but I still wouldn't say it's a particularly strong statement. And
no,
even
I
if
agree.
you put it against
Mm-hmm.
other like contemporary artists, maybe not in the same genre, but like Bright Eyes comes to mind, was making much stronger politically charged music
Mm-hmm.
around the same time, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Obviously,
you had
totally
quite a lot
different
of
genre.
yeah.
But Green Day was bringing it to younger people and putting it, in the mainstream.
Yeah.
So there's something to say about that. I still think Holiday is just as valid to make that argument about, though, and I think it's a better
Holiday
song.
is another political song, yeah.
And I think it's a better song. I think it does the political aspect better. Personally, I don't get much out of the song American Idiot, and I do often forget about it, despite it being the title track. But if you're not on board, there's a few others I could hit you with.
Yeah, I'm curious about the others. I want to
Okay.
I'm just.
I don't
yeah.
think you'll agree with the others either, but
I just.
we can do it. I've got St. Jimmy. Yeah, she likes that one. I can tell by that face. She likes that one a lot.
Wait, what?
Not one of my favorites.
The fuck?
Not at all.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. But, hey, don't be so reactionary. There's a lot of good songs on this album. You got to put them in an order. They got to end up in an order.
You think St. Jimmy is like
it's
worst?
it's in the bottom 5 for me, yeah. Absolutely.
What the
But
fuck?
Hey, if you're not ready for that one,
No.
I've got She's a Rebel. Though I didn't bring up She's a Rebel yet because I do enjoy the chorus of it.
I like that song though. I love that song.
Not big on that one.
Of course you aren't.
Nah.
That's so annoying.
That one and Extraordinary Girl, and those two are back to back.
Wait,
It feels
what? I love all those songs.
well.
What is this?
There's a lot of good songs on here. In my opinion, these are under the rest of them.
This is blasphemous.
Well, we have to put them in an order, and you didn't spit out a suggestion.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Well, I did, and then you didn't seem all that.
I think putting Wake Me Up When September Ends below American Idiot is not good.
No, you could put American Idiot and then When September Ends.
Well, so what should be next? What should
12?
be number 12?
Ay. This is hard. For me.
For me, it's not hard yet. It's gonna be harder once.
For me,
once
this
these
is hard.
aren't in the conversation, it'll be harder. But it's I've got those 4 right now. That any 4 of those I could be easily.
Well, yeah, you have Saint Jimmy.
Yeah, I could be.
She's a Rebel, an Extraordinary Girl.
And American Idiot.
Yeah, okay. Well, I agree. I can agree with putting American Idiot 12.
American Idiot. Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Let's do that.
That doesn't bother me.
And then,
now the other 3, that's where we get into territory.
If the other 3 you want to wait on, then I'm open to hearing what you want to put at 11.
I see. Now I don't know.
I want to save some surprise, like with what some of my favorites are.
Well, you did mention a favorite of mine of a song that you don't like.
St. Jimmy?
Yeah.
Okay. So we don't have to put that one yet.
Mm-mm.
In my personal ranking, I think St. Jimmy would probably come next, or Extraordinary Girl. But
I forget how that song goes.
Extraordinary Girl?
It's been a while since I've listened.
It's another one where I kind of can get down with the chorus, I guess, a little, but the verses don't do much for me, and it's mostly kind of a verse song.
I wish I could listen to it just to refresh my memory.
She's an extraordinary girl.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm fine with putting that
at number 11.
At 11.
Okay. Yeah, the chorus is okay. Like she's all alone again, but
okay, yeah, okay.
But overall, not one of the better tracks in my opinion.
Extraordinary. Yeah, I'm fine with. Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to put at number 10 then? I mean, Yeah, obviously, if we have like complete opposite opinions about some things, we're gonna have to make some compromises.
Wake me up when
Like,
September
yeah,
ends.
see that one is like, I think it's a higher baller for me,
Okay.
and it's a lower one for you.
I mean, it's a good song, but I like
And
the
we kind
other
of got the
ones
same
better.
thing going on with Saint Jimmy. So like, both those songs should probably end up somewhere in the middle to be fair to each other. But what do we do here then?
It's difficult. I mean, fuck it. I'll just give my spoiler away. But
Okay.
my number one is Saint Jimmy.
Your number one is Saint Jimmy.
At least.
That's bonkers. Really?
At least in top two. It is up there. Saint Jimmy is up there for me.
All right, then we'll definitely save that one.
Yeah. That's why it's like my
top, I don't know. I think
Saint Jimmy is in my is at least top 5 for me. I'm not gonna spoil what is my actual number one, but it's high up there.
then I would propose putting She's a Rebel here, and if you're not ready to put that, then
She's a Rebel at 10.
yeah.
I'm fine with that actually.
You're fine with that?
Mhm.
Okay.
I love that song, so it's in the top 10. There you go.
Okay. There you go. I would have put Saint Jimmy and then She's a Rebel. But yeah, we're gonna save Saint Jimmy till later. There are probably some songs I'm gonna argue for over that, but you're gonna end up with putting Wake Me Up When September Ends lower than I probably would also. Which I don't know, looking at what we have left.
So what? We're at 9 now.
Yeah, I don't think at this point I could probably convince you anything else. If you think that's
I was thinking Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
really, so you're not big on the hits on this album.
Go figure. If you know
I
me.
actually am big on the hits, except American Idiot.
It's
I
really
think
that.
they're
It
good.
shouldn't be that big a surprise to anyone who actually knows me. I don't really tend to the hits anyways for any artist I listen to.
For me, it doesn't make a difference if a song's a hit or not because it really only depends on how much I like the song.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. For me, I don't know. I feel like I've explained this a lot, but like, I don't know. The hits don't bother me, but it's just, I always like the non-hits a lot more. If that, like, I don't know. I always fuck with those a lot more. And I listen to those ones constantly than compared to the hits or singles or whatever. So that's just that, and that's just how I've always been.
Let me see. I'm trying to think if we're basically gonna have to put Boulevard of Broken Dreams or Wake Me Up When September Ends next, then I think man, I don't know, they're kind of similar songs in a way. As far as ambition, structure. They kind of have a similar formula, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably we can put Boulevard here, I think, if that's what you want to do.
Sure, I guess. Yeah.
That was your suggestion.
Yeah, it was.
Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Which I would have put higher, I think, personally, but
Or if you don't want to
no, we already did that.
okay.
Wait, what were you gonna offer up though? Because maybe we've got another song to talk about.
I was gonna offer up what's her name.
See, that might be my number one, so that's a problem.
I do love that song though. That's that. Ugh.
That's definitely like
Then okay, then
one of my favorites.
it is. It's in my top 5.
If see,
I'm gonna just say that about every song off this album. It's in my top 5.
It becomes about, are we trying to assign some stupid best type of quality to these songs, or are we just saying our favorites? Because I've kind of more just been going off of my favorites.
I don't know. This, like I was telling you when we started, this is difficult because I tend to really enjoy every song off this album. All the songs on here for me personally are like actually really good. The hits included, even though if it sounds like I'm just like trying to get the hits towards the bottom, I'm not trying to do that. It's just difficult to rank because, yeah.
We could put Boulevard there at 9, and then I would I guess, maybe say, if you still want to put Wake Me Up When September Ends towards the back, we could put it here at 8.
If that's okay. If you're okay for it.
I think, yeah, I mean, it's one of the higher ranking songs for me overall, but I don't know. What's going on in my head right now is it's between a few songs. I think the next few that have to go before we talk about anything else are going to be Holiday, Letter Bomb, and Wake Me Up When September Ends.
Okay.
But I don't know what order we want to put those down in. So, do we pick Holiday or Wake Me Up When September Ends? What's the better song?
To put, what number are we at?
Number 8.
I guess put Wake Me Up When September Ends.
Okay. Wake Me Up When September Ends at number 8. And then, is it going to be Holiday or Letter Bomb? In my head, that's what I propose anyway.
Holiday or Letter Bomb?
Unless you have something else you want to argue.
I don't have really anything to argue.
No?
At least for right now.
You think this is a good spot for these ones?
Letter Bomb? That song's really good.
It is a good one.
It's one of my favorites.
That one definitely grew on me. I wasn't big on it when I was younger.
Oh, really?
No. And I like it more as I'm older, but still it's like kind of one that goes in the middle for me overall. And that's where we're trying to place it here at 6 or 7.
Maybe Holiday.
You think Holiday at 7 and then Letter Bomb at 6? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. And
then we're into the top 5.
And this is where it's going to take like 2 hours.
Nah. Because this is where I think we can reassess a little bit.
I feel like this is where we get in the territory.
Now we can let's try and take some bias out of it here. Because your favorite's St. Jimmy, and my favorite is What's Her Name.
I literally went into this like not biased.
Yeah.
Like any other episode we've done.
Of course. But, like, if we're trying to make the best list of American Idiot songs, I think it might, like, What's Her Name might be my favorite.
I feel like,
but I know that there's at least a couple more songs here that are much more ambitious and much more of a musical feat. And I'm not talking about St. Jimmy. I think we should both admit there are a couple songs here that are maybe better, maybe not our favorites.
What song are you suggesting?
Well,
Or
that's
at least
that's
not
towards the
suggesting.
top.
Yeah, what song are you hinting at?
Towards the top?
Yeah, because I think I have the idea.
We have a couple. I mean, we have a song here,
I think-
Jesus of Suburbia, that is considered by many to be the band's opus, their greatest song.
Yeah.
And I'm not one of those people, but I do think it's a good song. Heck, it's a great song. I think it's better than St. Jimmy, I'll say that.
They're tied for me.
So,
It's, yeah, Jesus of Suburbia and St. Jimmy. They're tied for me for being really good.
so we have two songs here that are, just over 8 minutes long. The other one being Homecoming, which growing up, I preferred that one to Jesus of Suburbia, personally. Seems to be not a popular opinion, but now they're pretty much on par for me.
Interesting.
I definitely like Homecoming for it's interesting to hear Mike get a part and Trey get a part where they're on lead vocals.
Mm-hmm.
It has some cool callbacks throughout the album. You kind of get the climax of the story in this song. St. Jimmy dies. You get yeah. I don't know. It kind of all
Homecoming-
culminates in Homecoming.
Homecoming is the
exciting
finale.
Yeah, it's an exciting epic.
Yeah.
It feels like the finale, and then you get what's her name to send you off a little bit lighter. And like I don't know, something's always felt a little more epic to me about Homecoming than Jesus of Suburbia, but I'd be willing to let either of those go on top. And I know most people would say Jesus is better. The top 5. So obviously my choice for 5 with what's left would be St. Jimmy. But if you have an argument for something, there's another song we haven't even talked about, Give Me Novocaine, which is just one of my favorite regular songs on this album.
Give me Novocaine. I love that song.
I love that song. Like, that one is pretty up there for me as well. For songs on this album that aren't 8-minute epics or whatever of rock opera. Like, yeah. Give Me Novocaine's up there for just like a standard cut. What do you want to put at 5?
I'm thinking. Sorry.
Because if you want to put what's her name, we could agree to that, but we'd have to put St. Jimmy next. I think our favorites have to go here.
No, because I love What's Her Name.
You also like it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Give Me Novocaine. Yeah, see, now we're getting in my... Yeah.
Well, you did propose what's her name a lot earlier. Like, you could have been happy with it down at 9 or 8.
Yeah, I'm fine with What's Her Name at, 5?
Yeah, so I could give you that. Then we're going to have to put St. Jimmy at 4, and then we're going to have to figure out the top 3.
I was thinking doing Give Me Novocaine at 4. But I feel like that's not what you want to do. You want
No,
to
if I'm
Yeah.
already putting my song lower than your song. So you got to agree to it.
God damn it. It kills me putting Jimmy there. But
we've got a couple epics here.
that's fine. I guess.
I think the way I see it is we put What's Her Name at 5, which is one of my favorites.
I love that song.
We put Saint Jimmy at 4 because I don't like it. I would have put it at 12.
Okay.
If this was my list, or 13 or 11, 12 or 11.
Blasphemy.
And then we put Give Me Novocaine at 3 because we both think it's great.
Okay.
So neither of us lose there, right?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
And then we just got the 2 8-minute songs left.
Jesus at Suburbia at number 2, Homecoming 1.
Really? Wait, so you're on the same page as me?
Ta-da!
Are you joking?
No, I'm not.
I thought you disagreed with me.
Yeah, you thought, bitch. You thought.
I thought you said Jesus of Suburbia was tied for number 2 for you.
It's
No,
tied.
tied for number 1 with Saint Jimmy. That's not right?
If this was my own list, Jimmy would be number 3.
Oh, it would.
At least.
Okay. Well,
That's why I didn't say what I didn't reveal what my number 1 was. Duh.
well, you said it would be Saint Jimmy tied with something, but I didn't know what. I thought it was Jesus of Suburbia.
The top 3 would, if this was my list, it'd be Homecoming, Jesus of Suburbia, St. Jimmy, what's her name?
Well, then you got pretty close to your version of the list.
Yep.
Because we got Homecoming at number 1. I guess we'll just read it back then, yeah. So the worst song. Worst to best.
Yeah.
We have Are We the Waiting as the worst song.
That's so funny to say.
And then American Idiot, Extraordinary Girl, She's a Rebel. See, so you gave me a lot of wins at the back because those 4 songs were in my worst.
You're welcome. I'm very nice.
Yeah, those. So I got some wins at the bottom half, and you got some wins at the top half. There we go.
I guess so.
Yeah. And then from there, the top 10. 10 we got She's a Rebel, Boulevard of Broken Dreams, Wake Me Up When September Ends, Holiday, Letter Bomb, What's Her Name, Saint Jimmy, Give Me Novocaine, Jesus of Suburbia, and Homecoming. And we've done it. I don't think it took that long.
I feel like we didn't even talk about the songs.
These are short little ones. Yeah, no, we didn't.
Yeah, that's kind of disappointing.
Did we talk about the songs in the other one?
Yeah, we did.
Uh,
We actually went.
well, did you have? So, I mean, for the ones where we had arguments, we discussed the songs a bit, but we didn't talk that much about the ones we
that
agreed
we love.
on.
That's what I.
Well, the ones that we agreed on, we didn't go as much in depth for. But I mean, the ranking's done. But if there's anything you wanted to say about a song, you're welcome to do that.
Why just me?
Well, if you say something, then I'm gonna have the conversation with you.
Well, what is it? With any of the songs in the top? Is that what you mean, or?
Yeah. Well, any song you want to touch on that you didn't feel like we got to touch on.
Well, I guess, Homecoming. You kind of, brought that. I don't know.
I gave some reasons for why I like it. It's the climax of the story, and it's features vocals from all 3.
Which I
members,
like, yeah.
Which is
it's such a
cool and interesting.
I love it. It's so good. It's goated. And yeah, a lot of people probably would have chose Jesus of Suburbia as number 1. Which, don't get me wrong, it's a good song, but I think Homecoming does it. I don't know. I guess I feel like Homecoming does it a little bit better. If you don't know me, I'm all about the theatrics, and that song really encapsulates the theatrics. It's like, yeah, because it's like the grand. I don't know. I've always considered Homecoming to be like the grand finale. I've always thought of the song being the finale, and then yeah, we get into What's Her Name, which that song always makes me cry.
I do prefer the way it is. I think it was the right choice to put What's Her Name as the finale. But obviously, yeah, I mean, What's Her Name is the climax. It feels like the big exit, and then you get this nice little outro. Which is just a simple song.
It's very.
I changed the topic to What's Her Name because it's a very simple just song. It's understated. It's got these palm muted verses, and then it reaches this point in the middle where it's just fucking. You get like part 2 of this.
Whatever. Do, do, do.
Yeah, it explodes into this bigger ending.
So long ago.
One of the best parts, one of the best moments on the album for me.
Yeah.
I love shit like that.
Same.
Where it all comes in, there's this little guitar solo, and then you get the part that you were just singing.
Mm-hmm. That's like my favorite part of the song. It hits.
My favorite part, like one of the best moments on the album for me, is when he starts singing the lines. Shit, I just had it. Oh, when he starts singing, and in the darkest night, if my memory serves me right, I'll never turn back time, forgetting you, but not the time.
Stop. No. That's part, no.
That's the last line on the album.
Yep. That line always makes me cry, and I'm just now look, I'm not joking. That song hits because look, I'm getting teary eyed.
No, this is why it's such a great song.
It's so good,
and those lines are so simple, but they're so powerful, effective. And like the you've got the melody getting just going and like it's going on for a while. Something when he breaks in with that. Just that last part, and in the darkest night, like it's just all fucking. That's the peak for me. That's why it is one of, if not my number one, it's like definitely in the top 3. And the peak moment of the album for me.
Yeah.
So
that song. I can't. Oh, that song makes me so emotional. I love that song so much, and that I'm glad you mentioned that line in particular because that line gets me every time I listen to it.
Yeah, that whole back half is great, but I love the first half too. I can't.
No, I love the first half too.
I can't state how much I love the first half too. It's just such a simple. It's the kind of song that I would write, that I would want to write. You know.
I mean, you have wrote it. I'd say
there's a moment in sadness kind of like that back and forth between the guitar doing something and then the whole band, and then it breaks into a bigger part. Like, it's a great kind of, I love that shit. Yeah, love that one. It's good to talk about that a little bit. We placed it at 5 overall, which is crazy, but
I feel like at least with how what is it, I feel like being at 5, at least for the both of us, because of how much we love that song, though we like other songs more, I feel like it being at number 5 pretty much sets the tone. I feel like for both of us, at least with this list, our list for this being number 5, I don't think it's that bad.
It's all right.
Yeah, it fits.
since I'm seeing them on this tour where they're playing this whole album, I'm definitely most stoked to hear What's Her Name and Homecoming and Give Me Novocaine, because those are all songs that I haven't seen them play
I want to see them so bad.
that are some of my favorites from this album and always have been. That, I was too young to see them on the American Idiot tour. I saw them on the 21st Century Breakdown tour, but they weren't still, at least on the day I saw them, they weren't playing those ones. They actually never played What's Her Name much, even back then. So, yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
I want to see them so bad, and I want to see them perform.
You should.
I want to.
Well, you just gotta get tickets.
Yeah, I know.
It'll happen.
Yeah, it will. But I'm hoping to snag some. But I really do want to see them. Because I know so many people who saw them live and seen them, like, they've said, like, oh yeah, they're like really good.
Yeah, great live band.
Yeah, they're really great. And I would love for them to sing What's Her Name. I think if that were to happen, I would go in a cardiac arrest, so that'd be fun.
That's always fun.
Or at least go in a coma. I don't know.
Was there any other song you wanted to comment on specifically?
I guess another song I kind of wanted was Give Me Novocaine.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about that. Because that's also another song I really love. It's really beautiful.
It's got a really pretty verse and a very, very catchy chorus.
Also the strings, the guitar strings on there is also really, really nice.
The strumming? Like the acoustic guitar?
I guess. I don't know.
Just like at the beginning?
Doesn't it play throughout the song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The chord progression. It's a good sounding song. Yeah.
I always kind of felt like What's Her Name was the sister song to Give Me Novocaine. In a way.
And they're kind of similar in I guess what they're trying to do.
Well, yeah.
With the dynamics. And yeah, they've both got just great kind of back and forth from the more, I guess, subdued verses. And then I don't know. Yeah, What's Her Name doesn't have as traditional of a structure. But Give Me Novocaine has like the chorus.
Yeah.
That just comes blasting. Great song.
No, really good. I wanted to hear your opinions on Saint Jimmy.
On St. Jimmy.
Yeah. What's your beef with him?
St. Jimmy, just in my opinion, is not a special song, I guess. Especially on this album.
Wait, whoa. It's not a special song?
I think it sounds like a pretty generic punk song. Especially when you put it, I get like in the context of this
of the story
rock opera, that's what you want at that part for this character, because he's supposed to be kind of this like punk outlaw type degenerate guy, and the song's just him being like, yeah, I'm badass and whatever. But the whole thing doesn't do a whole lot for me. The end of it is the best part of it, I think, when they take it down a notch, and it is very theatrical, I guess. When it slows down at that part and you get like the oohs.
Yeah, no.
And yeah, that whole outro up until the It's comedy and tragedy. It's Saint Jimmy, and that's my name.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I always kind of. I mean, it's the song that kind of leads the character down the path, and that I feel like St. Jimmy's kind of like the start. Well, no, Jesus of Suburbia would be the start, but
From my taste, if I want some kind of upbeat punk rock from Green Day, I'm not going to American Idiot, because I think they made better punk songs before American Idiot. And on American Idiot, they did something bigger and kind of more ambitious, and like I prefer those songs, obviously, for the most part, that explore like the new dynamic
yeah.
that comes with what they set out to do, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So St. Jimmy for me, and you know, it's not the only one. I think if you examine the ones that I like the least, that's a common thing.
So
I don't think American Idiot.
Suburbia.
Yeah, I don't think American Idiot is that special of a. It's kind of a standard pop punk song compared to a lot of these. And then Are We the Waiting? We already talked about. She's a Rebel, I think, is mostly.
She's a rebel. She's a saint. I like that.
Mostly
so
kind of a repetitive kind of punk song as well to me. But I kind of like the chorus, which I can't even remember right now.
After this, I'm going to go listen to the album.
Oh yeah, the whole like she sings a revolution, like that part's the best part of She's a Rebel for me. But it's so short. Most of the song is the like kind of repetitive verses, especially at the end. You just keep hearing like she's a rebel, she's a rebel, she's a rebel. And I guess that's one of the songwriting quirks with punk music that I've never appreciated that much, is just like repeating.
Yeah.
And
that's your same beef with the Jesus of Suburbia as well?
No. Jesus of Suburbia. You mean St. Jimmy?
Oh, wait, no, you like Jesus of Suburbia. Never mind.
Jesus of Suburbia embodies like the more ambitious side of the album.
Yeah. No, sorry, I got confused for a second.
And I do think it's a great song. The only one that would contest it. I mean, yeah, I have my personal favorites, but other than that, like Homecoming. I just think Homecoming's a cooler climax, and
yeah.
Nobody
likes you. Everyone hates. I love that. Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we don't have anything else to say.
I don't know. You like Letterbomb a lot. that one's pretty good also.
I like Letterbomb.
Like I said, it would sit somewhere in the middle for me. I guess for us, it ended up somewhere in the middle.
Letterbomb's. Wait, you didn't like that one though?
No, I do. I said as a kid I didn't.
Oh yeah, I'm getting so confused.
Growing up, but like I like it more and more recent years. It's still not in my like top 5 probably, but
yeah,
I do appreciate it. I always liked the part in it, all the callbacks in a row. I always liked that.
That's my favorite
You're not
part.
the Jesus of Suburbia. The Saint Jimmy is a figment. Yeah, your mother's or your father's rage, your mother's love. Made me the idiot America. Yeah, you get all the. It's like a quick fan service.
But I like the.
But done well. I like it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it kind of avoids sounding as like generic as some of the other punk sounding songs on here that I don't like as much. I think I think it has like a more ambitious structure and the lyrics are a little better instead of something like, she's a rebel. I don't think the lyrics are great.
Mm-hmm.
Or Are We the Waiting, where the lyrics are just, it feels like he says like one line in that whole song. I know he doesn't, but it just feels like it.
Well, you're not that wrong about it, because he kind of does say the one line over and over again. I mean, obviously there's other lyrics, but that's the main one he ends up singing the most.
Yeah. All right. I don't know. Anything else, or are we good?
Well, I mean, if you're looking for us to do a deep dive analysis about this album, you come to the wrong place, because there's so many videos and articles written about how great this album is, which rightfully so. So, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that we did that we talked about every song before when we did this.
Mm-hmm. It kind of slipped my mind too, so sorry about that,
so
guys.
that could be something we do with future.
Yeah.
When we do a whole album review or ranking, we could make sure that we go and talk about each song, and then go through our ranking.
Yeah.
Or something, but
this was done on a whim and last minute, so no preparation.
Yeah, that's why it's going to be out a little late, because it was supposed to be out 17 minutes ago, but it's not. We're doing it.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
That's it?
That's it for you folks.
I think that was a shortier one.
Yeah. No, it was.
Hey.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't have anything.
We don't know what's next.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll do it.
Yep.
You'll see too.
You'll see the title of when the next topic will be. But until then, hope y'all enjoyed this episode. And yeah, catch y'all on the next one.
Later.
Bye.